Uber launched in 2010, and today it captures a massive 76% of the global rideshare market. That's a staggering rise to dominance, but with technology advancing at breakneck speeds, can Uber really hold its ground as the top dog? Fast forward to April 5th, 2024 at 4:49 p.m. where Elon Musk announced Tesla's Robotaxi. What does this mean for Uber's reign? What could this mean for Tesla's future? And how could it impact the way we all travel? Today, Uber operates in 72 countries, covers 10,000 cities, and holds a massive 76% market share. The service has become so popular that many have ditched vehicle ownership altogether and exclusively rely on ride-hailing. The reason Uber became so rapidly popular comes down to two things: convenience and price. Let's be honest, if you remember life before Uber, you know how much it sucked to order a taxi. You'd call a dispatcher, explain where you were and where you needed to go, then wait. How long? Who knows? Uber changed everything by introducing an app that auto-detects your location, lets you type in your destination, and gives you instant information like your driver's ETA, real-time location, and rating. Payment and tipping were also simplified through the app, avoiding awkward cash exchanges at the end of the ride. Honestly, it was a much-needed step change for ride-hailing. Uber's approach is simple. A driver uses their personal vehicle to earn money by giving rides to customers who book through the Uber app. The driver receives 75% of the fare, while Uber keeps the remaining 25%. Now, let's say you're an Uber driver in the US. Your average hourly wage is around $19. Sounds decent at first, but you have to maintain your vehicle, pay for gas or electricity, and keep your car clean. Plus, your income can be inconsistent. Some days might be slow, tips can be unpredictable, and unexpected expenses can pop up. You also encounter difficult passengers who are rude or leave a mess in your car. It's no surprise that attrition rates are high, 65% for male drivers and 75% for female drivers, according to a Stanford study. From the passenger's perspective, a perfect ride would essentially go like this. The customer opens the Uber app and hails a ride which arrives within 2 minutes. You have a relatively new, clean, well-maintained, comfortable vehicle. The driver is well-kept and polite and drives you safely yet efficiently to your destination. But it doesn't always go that way, does it? Don't get me wrong, at least 90% of Uber drivers are doing a fantastic job. So if you drive for Uber, chances are you're doing a great job. But 10% of the time, the car might be dirty or smelly. You might get an overly chatty driver when you just want some peace and quiet. Tipping can also be confusing. And what if the driver is distracted or tired? What if the wait time is too long? Or what if there are no drivers available at all? Despite all of these challenges, Uber dominates the market, with Lyft trailing far behind at number 2. Uber is currently the best option for this industry, hence the fact that they provided 9.4 billion rides in 2023 and earned $36 billion in revenue. This has Uber's business valued at around $140 billion today, with a price-earnings ratio approaching 80, meaning that the market seems to have high conviction concerning Uber's long-term growth. But you may want to be careful with this assumption. Elon Musk recently announced Tesla's upcoming Robotaxi unveiling event, and Tesla owners with FSD capabilities have been highly touting the version 12 full self-driving update. As a Tesla Model 3 owner with FSD, I can attest to these claims and can confidently say that I believe Tesla is extremely close to solving full self-driving. If you haven't tried it, you should. It's unbelievable. There's a link in the description of this video to schedule a free test drive at your local Tesla center. If you don't want to take a test drive, you can watch my FSD V12 review or watch YouTubers like Mars Catalog who test drive Tesla's FSD daily and upload the uncut videos to YouTube. Other companies are working on their respective autonomous driving solutions, and in fact, Uber is partnered with Waymo, who is currently providing level 5 autonomous taxi rides in Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, suggesting that Uber has a head start, a leg up on Tesla, right? Well, not really. Here's why. Waymo uses a combination of 29 cameras, 4 LiDAR sensors, and 6 radar sensors, along with HD maps, and is geofenced to those specific pre-mapped areas to complete these autonomous rides. The technology is undeniably impressive. Who thought 10 years ago that we would have operational autonomous vehicles in 2024? Props to Waymo engineers who made this possible, but we must ask about how practical this approach is from a scalability perspective. Can Waymo scale globally? Why or why not? As of August 2023, Waymo had a fleet size of about 250 vehicles. The cost to produce each vehicle? Estimates suggest it costs about $250,000 to $300,000 to produce each vehicle. With Uber at 5 million drivers globally, Waymo has a lot of work to do to become globally relevant. Enter Tesla. Tesla's FSD solution relies solely on vision-based methods requiring only 8 external cameras to operate. Compared to LiDAR and radar, cameras are cheap. New Tesla vehicle pricing starts around $30,000, and full self-driving can be purchased by customers for $8,000 or a $99 monthly subscription. Tesla has over 6 million FSD-capable vehicles on the road today and is expected to add over 2 million more to that fleet in 2024. Their FSD software is AI-driven and is functional on virtually any street, anywhere in the world, via an over-the-air software update, contrary to Waymo's fleet, which, as mentioned earlier, is only programmed to work in its geofenced areas. If Uber and Tesla both operate a fleet of 6 million vehicles, they should be relatively competitive, right? Not exactly. Uber has 5.4 million drivers globally, but most don't work full-time. In fact, 90% of them work less than 40 hours a week, 65% work less than 20 hours, and 40% work less than 10 hours a week. An autonomous vehicle should be able to easily operate for 100 plus hours per week, as there is no driver. And it only takes 1 second to navigate your thumb to the like button. Uber rides cost on average $1 to $2 per mile, so let's call it $1.50 per mile. With 75% of that fee being paid to the drivers, that's over $1 per mile going to the driver. Therefore, an autonomous taxi could be providing rides for around 50 cents per mile with similar profits. We don't know what robotaxi pricing will be like, but we can assume it will be cheaper than an Uber or a Lyft. Remember earlier when we talked about Uber revolutionizing the taxi industry? Well, technology always advances, and Tesla is coming to eat Uber's lunch. Just like Uber changed the game in 2010, Tesla is changing the game now. Imagine the same process as Uber, but with lower wait times, a perfect drive every time, privacy, and no tips at half the cost. Every Tesla Robotaxi is relatively the same, so no more looking for a black Toyota Camry with license plate AFB7864, no more awkward conversations with drivers, inconsistent driving styles, varying wait times, differing availability, or weird smells in the car. Tesla provides seamless consistency, a high-quality vehicle for every ride, and personalized features teased in Tesla's mockup app posted on X, not to mention the safest possible form of road transportation. Passengers will be able to connect to the car through Tesla's app, connect their Spotify or Apple Music account, preset the internal temperature, and more to personalize their robotaxi experience. Try that in an Uber. I'm sure Uber has a lot of data to decipher when and where drivers should be strategically placed, but with Tesla's centralized autonomous structure, they are likely to be more accurate with their strategic positioning and can control the fleet, unlike Uber, who can only suggest when and where drivers position themselves. Tesla can regulate the number of active vehicles at any point, while Uber is constrained by how many drivers decide to work at any given time. The benefits of Tesla over Uber are endless, so while I could go on for another 10 minutes discussing Tesla's competitive advantages, let's move on to the challenges Tesla may incur so we can understand what this means for Uber and Tesla in the coming years. So far, this video sounds like a slam dunk for Tesla, but before we go swinging off the rim with excitement, let's address the challenges that Tesla may face in their pursuit of dominance over Uber and Lyft. The first challenge Tesla needs to overcome is regulations. Every country, state, province, territory, and municipality has unique laws and regulations which need to be followed. It has traditionally been difficult for autonomous ride-hailing services to gain regulatory approval, as it should be. It would be irresponsible to woefully allow any company to enable a multi-ton machine to autonomously operate with people's lives at stake. The good news is, companies like Waymo have already paved the path in certain regions, which could make it easier for Tesla to follow in their footsteps. Also, as Tesla gains more and more data surrounding the increased safety of their full self-driving software compared to human drivers, regulators may have no choice but to approve a technology that statistically saves lives. Not allowing the operation of Tesla's Robotaxi could literally lead to people's lives reaching game over status.
Game over.
Challenge number 2 is public perception, which has been split into 3 categories. First, people generally trust humans more than machines, which means most people will likely feel uneasy about self-driving cars initially. Early adopters will happily beta test the autonomous taxis, but for the majority, the idea of putting their lives in the hands of an AI driver might be unsettling. In a few years, many people will likely have grown to trust Tesla's FSD technology, possibly feeling safer in a Tesla Robotaxi than with a human Uber driver. It's similar to how some laggards still rely on traditional taxis rather than Uber. Secondly, media outlets love to run negative news stories on Tesla and Elon because they generate clicks. A large group of people blindly believe these stories, which often includes blatant lies. Ultimately, a good product and experience should silence these negative voices over time, but in the short term, this could negatively impact robotaxis' mass adoption rates. Tesla's robotaxis could face public backlash due to concerns about job displacement among full-time or part-time rideshare drivers. The introduction of fully autonomous vehicles may lead to economic uncertainty and job insecurity for many in the industry, potentially sparking pushback from affected individuals and advocacy groups. This could result in negative sentiment toward Tesla, as some perceive their advancements in autonomous driving technology as a threat to traditional employment opportunities in the rideshare sector. Tesla's third challenge is operational challenges. It is unclear how Tesla plans to handle the cleaning, charging, and overall maintenance to keep their fleet operational. With Uber, the driver is responsible for fueling the vehicle, cleaning it, and maintaining its ability to perform safely. Without a driver, how is Tesla going to operate their fleet of robotaxis? The absence of a human supervisor makes it difficult to ensure passenger behavior and vehicle cleanliness. Without oversight, there's a risk of passengers causing damage or leaving a mess behind. This could lead to subsequent passengers having a negative experience. Additionally, the lack of supervision makes it difficult for the vehicle to detect when cleaning is required, potentially impacting the overall quality of service. Tesla vehicles do have an internal camera, but so far, the camera's capabilities are not good enough to supervise effectively. Also, could Tesla use Optimus bots to maintain the fleet? Will they build maintenance stations or hire people to charge and clean the vehicles? The answers are currently unknown, but knowing Tesla's history of delivering on their promises, albeit usually late, I assume they have efficient solutions to these problems. Waymo makes it work, so there must be a decent solution available. Tesla's fourth challenge is competition. As of now, it does not look like Tesla has any competition on the horizon in terms of self-driving robotaxis. Uber and Lyft will continue to compete in the early days, and other companies are likely to solve autonomous driving in the future. However, there is always a first-to-market advantage in every industry. Once people use Tesla's ride-hailing service, why would they switch to a competitor 5 years later? Sure, some people will, but to this day, people still use Uber more than Lyft, even though they are practically the same business. Tesla's fifth challenge is food delivery. Competing with services like Uber Eats, Grubhub, Skip, and DoorDash will be a challenging feat for Tesla. Unlike these companies, Tesla's autonomous vehicles don't have drivers, which means the restaurants would need to bring orders out to the curb rather than having drivers pick them up from inside. Additionally, when delivery drivers reach the customer's location, they typically bring the food to the doorstep, something an autonomous vehicle cannot do. While there might be solutions for this issue, none are clear at the moment. Tesla's final challenge is that their vehicles do not inherently include a subscribe button. But luckily YouTube does, so head on over to the subscribe button and give it a click. Let's supercharge this channel to 25k subs, eh? Uber doesn't operate in China, but Tesla recently partnered with Baidu, China's version of Google, to bring full self-driving to their Chinese fleet. This could also mean Tesla licensing full self-driving to other EV manufacturers in China and globally. While Uber is locked out of the Chinese market, Tesla's access to 1.4 billion people in China gives it a broader global reach than Uber. As mentioned at the start of this video, many people have already concluded that ride-hailing services like Uber are more cost-effective than owning a car. Factoring in the vehicle price, fuel, insurance, maintenance, repairs, storage, parking, and depreciation, the average cost of owning a vehicle in the US is around $1,000 per month, or $12,000 per year. This is especially true in dense urban areas. Now, what if the cost of ride-hailing drops by 25% or 50%? At some point, people will start to rethink vehicle ownership altogether. Simple economics suggests that a linear decrease in cost leads to an exponential increase in demand. The average American drives about 37 miles per day. At 75 cents per mile for a robotaxi, that's about $27.75 per day or $10,000 per year. This option not only saves Americans $2,000 per year, but is also safer and more convenient, as it eliminates the need to fuel, maintain, clean, buy, sell, insure, and store your vehicle. You won't need to drive, so you can do work, play games, or relax during your drive. At this point, choosing a robotaxi over car ownership seems like a no-brainer. Love him or hate him, remember that Elon Musk is the most successful innovator in the world today. Tesla has already reaped the benefits of Elon's other ventures and will continue to do so. The world is not ready for what is about to happen with Tesla in the next 5 to 10 years. Tesla is an interesting opportunity for investors. Now look, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, but the estimates in this video are highly conservative compared to what could happen. ARK Invest research claims that the autonomous ride-hailing industry is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity with a winner-take-most outcome. I think they are likely correct, as they have a whole team dedicated to specifically researching this topic. When Elon announced plans for an electric roadster, people were skeptical. When he talked about producing a line of luxury EVs, they doubted him. him. They didn't believe Tesla would create a mass-market affordable sedan, or that the Model Y would become the best-selling vehicle in the world. Elon was mocked for claiming that reusable rockets were possible. And today, many doubt that Tesla will crack the FSD code, license it, and operate a robotaxi fleet. What do you think? Will Tesla take over the autonomous taxi industry? Why or why not? If they do, how long is it going to take? Are they going to replace Uber? Is there something I missed in the analysis? Let me know down below and let's have a discussion about it. Give me your predictions from now until 2035. For more Tesla content, check out my Tesla playlist and subscribe for more tech content. See you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, boy.